it's always been, for everyone, it's always been more difficult to admit when you're struggling mentally than you are struggling on the scales.
Christmas time, it's whatever midweek, that week where I'm not working, between Christmas and New Year. I've had a couple of roast dinners. I'm feeling a roast dinner. It's 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning, man.
I'm having a roast dinner, 3 in the morning. Welcome back to the Losing It podcast, where we talk heavy so you can feel light. And I'm not sure I like that one so much, but I don't know what you guys think. We'll go into it. But I'm Josh, joined by Jimmy, Russ, and Connor. Today we're diving into a topic that's close to so many of us: the connection between mental health and weight loss. So it's not just about pounds on the scale or numbers in the gym, as we all know. It's about mindset, motivation, self-image, and the mental hurdles that come with change. So we'll share some of our own journeys, I think, potentially look at some science behind it, and hopefully give you some takeaways to keep pushing forward. There you go.
Lovely.
Sounds exactly like when I used to do the previous one.
Expertly delivered.
No change. Yeah. So monotonous. It's just...
I love it, mate. I totally agree with Russ's sentiment on our last episode, where you've just got this, like, you've got a podcast voice.
The
It's
Barry
rich
White
and warm.
Yeah, it is sultry.
Sultry is not a word people have used before, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, I could have said you got a face for radio, but
I said that last week. So
yeah. Well, hello, chaps. Anyway,
yeah. How are we doing?
Nice to be back.
All right.
Yeah, pretty good. I've just landed today from a week in Spain, so I'm really enjoying a proper cup of tea, which has been absent for the last 7 days. So that's really cool. But no, it's been really nice to kind of switch off. I did have one kind of annoying trip that I could maybe go into in a bit later. I had one particular incident which was incredibly frustrating, and there's also another thing about like we've just talked about, sort of image and sort of weight. Sorry, the weight loss and the links between that and mental health. And one thing I wanted to talk about was holiday photos. So maybe something else that we'll dive into later. But no, doing all right. I haven't heard a huge amount of feedback from episode 1 of Losing It. Have you guys? Has anyone given any specific feedback? Any thoughts and praise? Hopefully.
Well, I did have one.
Even if it's your mum.
Yeah, we went to the pub post game, as we tend to do now on Friday night, and Ollie said to me, "Where's the podcast today?" Thinking that it was going to be a weekly podcast, and I had to explain to him that it was going to be fortnightly. So he was a little bit gutted that it wasn't weekly, and said that he had enjoyed the content that we'd put out and was looking forward to the next one. So that's good.
Thanks, Ollie.
He's a long-time listener, avid listener. Big up.
Yeah, shout out.
Caller, potentially.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's the first time I posted on my Facebook, which I don't use, in like out of actually my profile in probably about 6 years. And lit up. That completely lit up. I had my family all over me. All the extended family that I never hear from. Just,
that's nice.
Oh, that sounds
cool.
Amazing. Yeah. No, it's lovely.
Good for
you.
you.
Really, really nice. Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Yeah, I've kind of I've taken a long hiatus off Facebook. Maybe I need to get back on it again for the sake of promoting this this podcast.
Well, I feel like once every 6 years is probably about good for me. So, maybe it's not coming again from this one. Sorry, lads.
How are you, Connor?
300th episode.
How am I? So, full disclosure, some people are aware, some people aren't. I'm not having the best time in life at the minute. Not quite ready to share it yet, I'll be honest. It's a bit too raw still, because it's still happening. It's an ongoing thing going on. So I won't talk about it just yet, but I am still here. I am still kicking. I'm still standing, as the great Elton John would say. But yeah,
the great Elton John.
I'm all right.
Cool. Well, if you want to chat at any point, you know where we are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've had a load of people reach out, and I appreciate that from everyone. Yeah, I just need to not deal with it myself, but just for now, it's still my burden before I can really fully share it.
That's cool. But I literally just said it, but you know where we are when you need. Sometimes I think it is important to know that or to respect people's right to privacy and not sort of pick and try and sort of prod too much as to expose what the issue is. Just know that there's the offer of support there. I guess that's the main thing. We're not being nosy or anything. We just want to know that if we can help, then we're here.
Yeah, no, I fully appreciate it, boys. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
And I will prod you at any given opportunity. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Let's
So
keep
always
it
make you
PG,
feel
lads.
better.
Let's keep it PG, shall we?
Yeah.
It'll be past the minute mark.
Did we manage to not swear in the first minute?
I think we did. We haven't sworn yet.
wow.
Shit.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I'll break the ice for everyone.
I think we should explain. So
Yes.
before we hit record, we did have a discussion about the fact that we should really try not to swear in the first minute because YouTube doesn't like it. So that's why we were maybe being a little bit more reserved as we open up the podcast this week. Twats.
Yeah, I do think that the last episode that I mean, it kicked off with Connor putting his middle finger up.
I'm not sure YouTube is clever enough yet to realize to associate that as being a swear word, but
yeah, I fully agree. Well, I told you chaps today that there was something I wanted to share on the podcast today, and that is that I'm a little bit heartbroken. Sounds really dramatic, right? Because I think you'll probably all find quite not funny what I'm about to say, but I think you might not quite understand. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm pussyfooting about it. Let me just tell you, I basically had a childhood dream of mine died today and was snatched away from me today because
whoa. Can we guess? Are you opening this up to things that we think it could be, or are you just going to go in for it?
But if you want to have a guess at what you think it could be, you can. I don't think you'll get it. I mean, if you get it, I will be very shocked. But
was it literal sweets? Like last pack of Haribo was on the shelf, and you've always wanted to pick the last one. I don't know.
Have
childhood
you
dream.
Finally realised you're not going to be a professional footballer?
No, although thanks for reminding me. So there's
another one. Still alive, thank you.
Yeah. You wanted to be an astronaut.
No, not quite. Although again, that would be pretty awesome. And also, I should probably caveat this by saying, I'm almost sort of like imposing this on myself, the fact that it's died, because it's assuming a lot of factors. So,
is it that you just read that Jimmy Savile didn't fix it for you, and that now you've realised that he's gone?
Yeah.
Is that it? Maybe.
No, not quite. So there's us. Oh, we're gonna try and be more conservative this week. We're 8 minutes in, and we've had a paedophile joke. So thanks for that, Russ.
Oh dear. No, okay, I'm out. Go on.
Well, so it dawned on me today that I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to live my dream of going to a WrestleMania, because the ticket prices for next year's WrestleMania were announced today. And to put this into a little bit of context for you, 20 years ago, a floor ringside seat at WrestleMania would have cost you $150.
20 years ago, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And today, a seat in the gods, the cheapest, crappiest seat. Well, not crappiest because it's still an event, but the cheap seats, so were starting at just under $1,000 a ticket. I think it was like $874 a ticket or something. Damn. And I thought, and it like a little bit of my childhood died, because I thought, I don't think I'm ever going to be in a position where I can like not only just pay for that ticket, but obviously it's well, I was going to say it's always in the States, but it was recently announced the first one outside of the States in Saudi Arabia. That's a completely different
Of
topic
course,
to go
it's going to be in
into.
Saudi. Yeah.
And it was just like part of me was like, shit, that's something that like do any of you remember Bebo? That was like
yes.
What the stupid guy who now does OnlyFans or something.
No, that's Bebo.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No, Bebo, Bebo. It was
love
like
Bebo.
it was early social media.
Mm.
Like, and I remember on my Bebo profile, one of the things on there was like, what's your like lifelong dream? And mine on there was to go to a WrestleMania one day.
Forgive my ignorance. Like, I know WWE has moved to Netflix or is available on Netflix, and I can assume that's had some big draw. Is there a correlation with that Netflix tie? Has popularity exploded again?
Not so much. I mean, it has got a brand new market now, and but it's more. It was bought out by a company called TKO, who also own UFC and a few other things. And I think as a wrestling fan, they only care about numbers, and they only care about profit and money. And well, quite obviously, as you can see from the fact that the first ever WrestleMania being held outside the United States isn't going to Europe, where they've had fans for eons. It's going to Saudi Arabia, where there's the highest bidder, where they can put another zero or another couple of zeros on the highest offer from the next country to host it. It's just like I say, it just felt a bit like
they can make like sort of 5 million Sicilian, can't they? They can make like so much money.
Yeah, you've fully done con with that.
That might be the best joke I've ever heard, Russ.
Yeah. I mean, do we need to give the context for that now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So before we start our podcasts, listeners, I'm talking to you now. And actually, during lots of our old podcasts, I would try and drop in a really awful joke. And today's, before we recorded, I was reading about a small island just below Italy that has 5 million Sicilian people, and that's the biggest number I've ever heard. And nobody laughed at it, and now Russ has just taken it and run with it and got the laugh from at least from these two.
What do you mean that was Russ's joke?
Yeah, there we go. Smashed it. And like the WrestleMania itself as an event is like, are they like once a year still, or like twice a year? Like, and is your dream able to be satisfied if you just go to a non WrestleMania? No, it has to be.
No. So I've been to plenty of other wrestling events, whether they be what are called house shows.
The bread pork, coleslaw wrestling.
Yeah.
The Doris's jelly wrestling.
I have been to WWE events. Some house shows, so they're the ones that aren't televised. They're just put on for fans to go to and have some fun. I've been to a couple of Raws and SmackDowns, which are obviously the televised events. They had one in Wales a few years ago called Clash at the Castle, which was what's called a premium live event or a pay-per-view, but nothing on the level of that. So there are what's called the Big Four. There's the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam are the Big Four of the year. So although they do these premium live events monthly, they're the Big Four, and WrestleMania obviously is the sort of catalyst, I guess, the big one, the one that everything from the previous year's WrestleMania builds up to.
Cup final style.
Proper.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can feel the disappointment. I was lucky enough to win the opportunity to buy tickets for the Ryder Cup, which is about to happen next weekend in New York, and I was really, really chuffed to be able to like to have the. I didn't get tickets. I had the opportunity to buy them like through the ballot, and they changed it this year in New York to have a really stupid ticketing system where you have to buy a ticket with hospitality included, and it just went from like £100 a day ticket to similar wedge to what you're talking about, like minimum £1,000 for a day ticket, and it was just like with flights and accommodation on top of that. It's like I just can't do it. So to have that dream of going to watch like an event that I've been longing to see in real life, just because of someone cranking up the the inflationary price of tickets and entry is gutting. It is gutting. So yeah, albeit mine was for a proper sport.
Not some shitty stage show.
Yeah, exactly. Not just for overgrown babies acting at throwing each other. But yeah, it was disappointing nonetheless. Well, sorry to hear that, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what's worse about that, right? My internet connection dipped ever so slightly then, so you sort of cut out for a second, and I was thinking, oh no, I've lost them, and I'm not going to be on the podcast. And it came back to, I started with you talking about how sad you were about missing the Ryder Cup, and then it came back to you just ripping into me for liking wrestling. So I didn't hear the middle part of that.
Well,
my face looks
didn't
bizarre.
matter. Didn't matter.
Oh, continuing with like proper sports, I'd have something very similar on a much smaller scale.
We're going in 10 toes on this one, Jimmy. Don't worry about it.
It's my childhood dream, guys.
One day it'll happen.
They were offering someone. It was at Aid. Someone was offering tickets to the Chelsea United game at Old Trafford this weekend, and I was thinking I could potentially go to this, but then when you factor in the cost of the travel, the ticket, probably the parking, all this kind of stuff, I was just like, can I even justify it? Like, and it's kind of sad. And we talked about this millions of times about football being expensive as well now, but on a much smaller scale because it's not, £500,000 a ticket or whatever. But even that feels sometimes a little bit more problematic. Not to get into a huge discussion about the economy.
Well, it does. It absolutely does. We went to the Newcastle game on Sunday, me and Con, and I managed to nab a couple of tickets on Friday. And even that, like, I'd bought the tickets and said to Con, I've got these tickets. And you said yourself, didn't you? You were like, shit, it's like £47 a ticket. Like, I know that doesn't seem like masses in the grand scheme of things, but like to go and sit. To be fair, paying £47 for that game as well. It was the most boring game of fucking football. Aside from Brooksy's offside goal, where if he'd have been wearing a shoe size smaller, it would have bloody counted.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd long to pay £47 for a Premier League football match.
This is very true. Yeah.
Bite your hand off.
So much. Yeah.
And
to watch a decent game of football.
Yeah, quite.
Support a proper team then. It's isn't it?
Oh dear. Well, yeah. Anyway, that's my rant about wrestling. Sorry, chaps. So
mate, just go when you retire. That's what retirement money's for. Old people do crazy stuff with their money. They buy fast cars.
I'm not gonna retire, am I?
We'll retire. We'll be like 95. But just think of the moolah you'd have built up in all those extra years you've been worked to the bone.
Little 95-year-old Jim at WrestleMania ringside.
Mind you, mate, by that time, just think how much the tickets will be then.
Yeah.
If they're that much now, unless there's some massive scandal, which probably wouldn't take wrestling down because there's always bloody scandals of wrestling. They just pass the buck, don't they? Who was the guy that used to own it and he like
Vince McMahon.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
And they just giving it to someone else, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, lads, should we get into it? Should we get into our first topic?
Yeah, let's do it. Where's the first topic?
Well, we are getting into the topic of weight loss and mental health.
Ah,
yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Why does this topic matter? Who's going to kick us off?
Well,
And all speak at once.
it's much easier to think about than it is to know how to answer that question, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In that it's easier if you've got something in front of you that gives you an idea. But I guess they're just both intrinsically linked, aren't they? Ultimately, your how you're doing mentally leads to how you consume food often, and that ultimately impacts your weight loss. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think rather than positive mental health helping weight loss, I think for me, I've had negative weight impacted by negative mental health. So in times when I've been feeling like I've been struggling, maybe comfort eating, feeling in a bit of a funk in general when anxious or a little bit stressed out. I think it's kind of easy, at least for me, it's easy to just kind of shut off a little bit and not really think that it's positive to go out and try and be a bit healthier with activities and meal planning and meal prep and all those kind of things all go on the back burner if I'm in a general malaise. So I think I'm definitely guilty of putting on weight or not focusing on weight loss when I'm struggling with general mental pressures.
Yeah.
So I've turned that one round a little bit. Rather than it being about weight loss and good mental health, I need to focus more on that. Mine's the other side of that coin, if you like.
Well, I think that's not the case with everyone, but it's largely the case. I can definitely say I've been there. You know, it's hard for me to pinpoint times where I would say my weight loss has gone well because I've had good mental health spells. But it's very easy for me to pinpoint times where I've had bad mental health spells and my weight has therefore gone back, gone back badly, or my weight loss, my diet as such, if you can call it that, has gone badly. I think it's quite easy to find those moments. Yeah, I think that's probably the case. I think food's just a comforting thing, isn't it? So when you're not feeling nowadays,
and enjoyment, right? We are in a time of plentiful choice, plentiful options. When you go to the supermarket, loads of stuff to take your fancy. You're thrown all the offers and all the bright lights of everything that looks so delicious all around the whole store. And it's quite easy just to kind of feel a little bit like a bit fear of missing out if you're not trying the new thing, the new recipe, the new product that's being launched or whatever. You go, yeah, I'll try a bit of that, try a bit of that, try a bit of that. I don't know. It's and I like food, so there is that problem as well.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think what's interesting and what not a lot of people talk about is that although there's that link between mental health and weight loss and being in a bad mental space and comfort eating and stuff like that, it can also go the other way, i.e. if you're in a bad place mentally and you're neglecting yourself and you're not looking after yourself and you're not taking in anything or taking in very little, like eating is not a priority for you. I know that sounds like a weird concept. Like I've been lucky enough that I don't know if it's lucky enough or unlucky enough that when I'm in a bad mental space, I just eat and eat and eat and eat. But I know that there are people that don't do that, that do neglect themselves and don't eat when they're in a bad mental space. And it would be like, it's hard for me to comprehend how that would affect me going down the line, because in my mind, I mean, I don't know because it doesn't work like that for me. But in my mind, I'd be like, I've been in a really bad place recently. Oh, but I've lost a little bit of weight because I've not been eating. But obviously that's not a healthy thing to do or to think. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced anything like that or.
Yeah, right now. So I'm not eating much right now. like last night, what I had at the cinema was what I ate all day: a hot dog and some nachos. And yes, you would think on a Friday when you go its way in and after eating nothing all week and you hear you've lost all this weight, that it would be this massive relief that, although my life's pretty crap at the minute, at least I've lost the weight. But you don't care. I don't care that I'm losing weight. That's not what my focus is.
That's a great point.
Well, like
the stress diet.
Yeah, it's you don't care that you're not eating because that's not your priority at the moment. And as well, you just don't think about eating. Like you just don't feel hungry.
Yeah, complete loss of appetite.
Yeah, the thought of eating makes you feel sick. It's not like a, what am I trying to say? It's not like a it sounds weird. It's not a happy thing. Obviously, it's not a happy thing, but like you're in a constant state of feeling stressed. So you don't eat. So you feel sick. So you don't sleep right. So it just puts everything. It derails your entire. What's the word?
Pattern.
Yeah. Routine. Your whole routine goes to shit. Like not eating lunch, so I just sit at work for half an hour thinking about, whereas normally I would be eating and just browsing on my phone. Now I'm not really eating. All I'm left with is my thoughts, and it sucks. It's not fun.
It's a mental capacity thing, isn't it? Your mind is taken up elsewhere. You look ways to trim the other things around it. In some cases, that's I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to order food, and that's the whole. And then sometimes it's I'm not even going to eat at all. I've got no mental capacity to do that. No thoughts around it.
Yeah,
so
the jar analogy, isn't it? Like you can only fit so many things into the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your health is the one that often goes out the window, isn't it? Whether it's eating or...
Yeah. It's all right. I'm still showering, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, something we was going to ask you guys actually was, do you think mental health struggles are often overlooked in weight loss advice? Because I don't know how much you guys have consumed in terms of weight loss advice.
That's difficult. I don't think so anymore. So I think if you'd have asked me that question even as early as 18 months ago, my answer would be different. I think nowadays, the links between the two are more extensively covered, better studied, and definitely, I mean, not just in weight loss, but in life in general, in anything that you do now. I think there is this underlying like string of mental health support or mental well-being, because it is, well, it's the most difficult and easiest time to ever be a human being. So you have that sort of juxtaposition there. It's weird. I think, like I say, even in the last 18 months, like things have changed so much and in life that I think now you will find, if you were to seek out professional or medical advice about weight loss, that that mental well-being would be a big factor in it.
It's funny. I think the most recent example I can think for all of us here, because we've been there, was that the Man v Fat Awards recently. Wasn't it?
Yep.
Say recently, it was how many months ago now? Where the almost the entire emphasis was on mental health, and it's and obviously that's in a, although I mean it's obviously not. I'm not trying to explain Man v Fat really now, isn't it? It's not typical. I don't know what to say. It's not like Weight Watchers where they give you a plan, or not Weight Watchers, you know what I mean? Slimming World, whatever it is, they give you a thing, but it's ultimately a weight loss program. And I would say, I think we've all been there. Their focus is very much not so much on the weight loss. That just seems to be continuing in the background, and their focus, at least outwardly, is on what mental health support and what other things they can do. And at least I believe so.
Yeah, I think I agree with Jimmy. I think that there's been a huge sea change in the last maybe a couple of years, and before that they were two completely separate issues. And I'm pleased that they've been linked. Obviously, I think that we talked about the pressures on men, and we've had conversations with people who admit that they have been in some kind of situation that's changed who they are, which has led to them gaining weight. Now they need to recognise that and do something about it. And in doing so, they felt better about their mental health.
But then, sorry, devil's advocate though, is that pressure helping or harming the weight loss side sometimes? So that's just a general question.
Do you mean the pressure to include your mental health in it, or do you mean the opposite? Like
the pressure of losing weight, essentially, is that hurting or harming? Because we were talking about they go hand in hand, but there's a it's about that goes back to that jar analogy, isn't it? Really, that the pressure to lose weight will cause a certain amount of that jar to be full, and then
I genuinely think
harm your mental health or help it.
I think that would be down to the individual and where they are in that particular moment. I have probably had fewer moments of feeling pressure to lose weight than I have of actually it kind of helping. And that's my journey. But I think I've said before, if it wasn't for Man Be Fat, I'd probably be the size of a house. And so there was always that sort of something niggling in the back that saying, no, don't take that action. Don't eat that donut or whatever it might be. I don't think that's pressure. I don't feel that's pressure. I feel that's like a guiding thing rather than a trouble or a problem that keeps me up at night, personally speaking.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. My just personally for my own, I've never felt like. Well, that's why I'm still in the Man v Fat League. I've never had that so much pressure to lose weight that it's either lost me the weight today or that that it's harmed me so much that I can't continue.
And I think we need to balance pressure with sort of competitive spirit. And I think there are some lads in the community who have. I mean, the perfect example was Josh from our Blues team, who was just absolutely smashing it when he joined. He was just like, no, I'm gonna keep losing weight week after week after week. He loved it and just loved that. I don't necessarily think it was a competitive edge to be in the in the team of the week or anything like that. He genuinely just like this is it. I found the thing that's the conduit to making me lose weight and keep it going. And he found that competitive desire to and I'd be amazed if he said it was a pressure.
I don't think want to better himself.
I don't think there is actually that much pressure from, certainly not from like my peers, so to speak. I don't think there is that much pressure anymore, and I'm talking again from myself. So that might be a really like selfish thing to say that I've never really felt the pressure from my peers to lose weight. It's obviously a great thing losing weight, and but I mean we spoke about it before. The community for me is the thing that keeps me coming back, like because I feel like even if I have a really shit week on the scales, it's not like thrown back at me. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I can imagine a lot of pressures can be, I don't know how to word it, but like put on yourself. So for example, a lot of people start to lose weight because they've got a wedding that they've got to go to in a year, or they're going to have a kid in 9 months. They think, right, I've got to lose this weight before a certain time scale. And that pressure, I think, because you've given yourself that time limit to lose the weight, whereas for, I would assume, all four of us, there's no finish line for us to lose weight. We're doing it at our own pace, what works for us. But if you give yourself that timeline of a year to lose weight and you're getting to the end and you've not reached your goal, I can imagine not only the pressure of losing weight, but then you have the pressure of the weddings in a month, my child being born in a month. Those pressures, I can imagine, will build up quite a bit. But I don't know, like, I don't want to say that like, you've put it on yourself, because you haven't. That's a beautiful thing to happen in life, is to get married and have children, but they are still pressures.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I think we've drawn the conclusion that it's only pressure if you put it on yourself, really, I guess.
Yeah.
So what about like mindset and motivation then for actually losing weight? If we talk about the maybe the role of routine, structure, and things that we do to try and keep on an even keel or keep the momentum going for weight loss. One of the things for me, I think I've spoken about this before. In fact, I might have touched on it earlier. Is meal prep. One of the things that I really, really find beneficial is making sure I plan. If I'm cooking something on a weekend, I'll be able to portion it up into really sort of decent sizes. By decent sizes, I mean not massive sizes. Decent being the operative word. So that they are kind of sort of well-rounded and calorie controlled. If I don't do that, if that meal prep goes out the window and I'm a bit laissez-faire, I don't lose weight. I maintain or put on.
I was about to ask you, what happens when your routine breaks down? You go on holiday, for example.
Yeah, I'll eat on the hoof. Like if I'm in the office, I'll just go and grab something from the canteen. More often than not, it won't be the most healthy option, because it will just be like just craving something tasty rather than going for a nice salad or something. It's like, oh, there's some Korean chicken on today. It looks rather nice, deep fried, loads of katsu sauce.
Do you know, it's funny you should say that. I was thinking about this just a little bit earlier on, and I wasn't thinking about it because it's actually one of the things that I've written down for us, or had written down for us to speak about. It is one of my worst habits, right? Is that I like to eat unconventional things at unconventional times. Now, what I mean by that is, well, my question was going to be, and I'll give you my example first. My question was going to be, what is the weirdest like meal or food that you've had at the most unconventional time? So my example here being that if I will sometimes, more oftentimes than I care to admit, I will have something like mashed potatoes, gravy, and chicken nuggets, and I will be having that for breakfast at like 9 a.m. And I'm not talking about like leftovers from last night's dinner. I'm talking about I will fully cook that as a meal and have that for breakfast. Like,
this is your ADHD absolutely personified, isn't it? I love you for that, mate. I fucking love that. I respect that. Hats off to you, sir.
So, I mean, yeah, I suppose if we want to go off on a slight tangent, if any of you have ever, and anyone listening, if you've ever had any unconventional meals, yeah, don't leave me on my own on this one.
Once, I think, for me.
I think I will have to put down Christmas period, like for that kind of weird shit. Like that is grazing at the fridge on Boxing Day morning with, for pigs in blanket. Oh, that's bacon and sausage. I mean, that's a breakfast dish, isn't it? I mean, that was a stupid example, Russ. But no, there'll be pig, like random shit you're eating out of the fridge at Christmas time. Oh, I mean, that's what it's for, right? So, but you're not fucking not mashed potato and gravy on a Tuesday.
But it's the fact as well I'm not even talking like instant mash. I'm talking like I'm boiling potatoes,
peeling spuds,
peeling and boiling potatoes, and like,
oh
and
dear.
then, oftentimes I'm like, whilst they're boiling, I better pop round the shop and get some Oxo because we're out. And like, yeah. I was really, really banking on you lot having some of these really random ones.
I do have one, but it's kind of a tie between both of you. Christmas time, it's whatever midweek, that week where I'm not working between Christmas and New Year. I've had a couple of roast dinners. I'm feeling a roast dinner. It's 3 a.m.
3 a.m, man.
I'm having a roast dinner. 3 a.m.
Again, are you reheating that, or are you?
No, I'm making a roast dinner. I'm making a roast dinner. It's a bit of a mini roast, but like, as in not the same kind of like I'm feeding a full family of 10 or whatever. But
And you're doing this in that period between Christmas and New Year. You know what we call the perineum.
Yeah, like 29th of December.
I like it as well. Josh lives in a shared accommodation, so if the people he's living with just go out and go to the toilet or something, it's just Josh at the table.
It is pity.
Having a cracker for one.
He's got songs of praise on the telly.
Why can I smell Brussels sprouts?
Oh no, they're just fucking disgusting.
Oh mate,
quality.
Brilliant. I've got a headache coming on from laughing about that image.
If you have a curry as a takeaway, right, and you've got some leftovers, I know it's rare, but if you have leftovers from if you have some in your fridge, I was guided by a mate to try curry with scrambled eggs on toast for breakfast. It's fucking great. So reheat the curry in a saucepan, crack a couple of eggs in it, and until it scrambles, and then have that on toast with some mango chutney. That is a dog's bollocks of a Sunday morning random breakfast.
That, mate.
Well good. That is well good. Yeah. So just chuck it all in.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Doesn't matter.
Breakfast.
Chuck it all in. Chuck it all in. Whatever it's jalfrezi, vindaloo, all the different ones. If there's bhaji left over, chuck it all in. Scramble some egg up with it and have it on toast. Banging.
Is that another 2 or 3 a.m. job? Is it?
I mean, no. It's more of a brunch, if I'm being honest. Probably more of a brunch. But mate, who's had the leftover kebab the following morning?
Oh yeah.
I mean, who hasn't? Yeah.
In the air fryer, crisp it up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, well, basically, we're talking about hangover food here. There's probably nothing that we haven't eaten on it with a hangover, right? It's probably very little.
Mashed potatoes and chicken dinosaurs, mate, at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're not from a hangover.
You didn't say. You said it was. Oh, you didn't say chicken dinosaurs. I would have been a little bit more, on board there, mate.
Yeah. Mate, I mean, I'm using that as an example. There's been all sorts of meals. To be fair, you talking about curry. I've probably had a curry at that time in the morning.
One that takes like hours of marinating as well. Oh, that's brilliant.
Ahmed around the curry house is fuming. He's like, I've just woken up, Jim. What do you want about? You want a curry now? Yeah, please, Mr. Ahmed. Garlic naan, extra garlic.
Side note, last time I ordered a curry, the guy actually had a pop at me because I hadn't ordered a curry from him for like 3 months. And he was like, I got it on my Ring doorbell. I think I sent Connor the video footage. And he was like, have you been ordering from somewhere else? He was like a jilted ex. Like, next time, order directly from us and we'll give you this and that. And what did you think about the other ones? Like, fully grilling.
It's like it was 6 months ago, Steve.
But I'm like stood there like in my dressing gown with my curry in my hand.
My dressing gown.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, boys. Mental health and weight loss. Right. Let's get back. That was very, very good.
Oh, I've got a question for you guys then. Back to topic. Voice of reason and all. What is it that keeps you guys going then? If you're going to go weight loss, then is it motivation or discipline or both? What is it for you guys?
Right, I'll kick off for me.
What-
Motivation. I've just come back from a week of eating lovely food, and I've just been flicking back through my lovely holiday photos and gone, oh my god, I look shit in some of these pictures. I really need to get back on it. I need to put the old weight loss hat back on. And I've literally 20 minutes before sitting down and having this chat been going through the photos and going, oh god, I've got to do something about this. And we talked about wedding. Got wedding going to happen at hopefully in the near future with the Doris. So yeah, very much got to get some nice quality wedding photos off the back of that, and I want to look trim for it. So don't know. So I haven't got a deadline date, Connor, to your point, but I definitely want to be looking better in those than I do in these bloody horrible things that I've just been going through.
Yeah,
motivation's big.
Photos for me are a big one. Yeah, anytime like that one that got sent in the Man v Chat. No, not the unofficial one of when I was at the Bournemouth game on Sunday, and that photo got sent through. And like, I don't know, I just anytime I see a photo of myself, I will overanalyze it and look at the slight things like, my jawline could look a bit sharper, or my double chin's a bit flabby there. Like, photos for me are such a killer half the time when I look at them. And as well, like what for me, motivation and discipline kind of go hand in hand. So yes, these photos could motivate me to lose weight, but then it's having the discipline to go through and carry on with that motivation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a bit of both. For me, it's funny you talk about photos. I mean, everyone's probably got some bad things they look at and go, "Oh, that's bad. Hate that." My most recent profile photo. It's my profile photo for a reason. And it's that because I know that if I don't get comfortable seeing that photo all the time, I just think that's going to be, I don't know, strangely, in a weird way, like a turn off as such. I wouldn't want to keep going if I'm just going to let that get to me. So while it's a wedding photo and that's lovely, it's in a suit that I know I've had to buy for that occasion because I couldn't fit into my nicer one, in a weird way. So motivation for those kind of things. But for me, it's weird. I get into moments of discipline is just once I've got discipline for a week, I'm usually on that train for a while. I just keep on it because I can see the results and I keep going. That's so, I guess the motivation, it comes after the first bit of discipline.
Yeah.
So discipline, and then pick up some motivation because I'm seeing something.
Yeah,
someone said something.
The two of them in tandem give you the momentum.
Yeah. So I guess it's not an either or, is it? It's a bit of both. But what's that first thing is motivation, and then discipline to keep it going, as you said, Con.
So I feel like I've had a bit of a setback from looking at these photos and having a holiday and whatnot, and I guess I need to kind of have a think about a reset.
So what do you do to do that? Is the big question.
It's a very good question. It's almost like we thought of it beforehand.
He that's so smoothly as well, then Russ.
The thing is, I'm conscious that I've still got days before I go back to the office, which is Monday, and so it's I want to enjoy the next few days of this week because it's holiday from work, even though I'm not abroad, and I want to be mindful of the fact that I need to get back into the habits for my normal work week, but I don't want to not enjoy the rest of this time whilst I'm able to enjoy it. So when I go out for some food, I'll have to look for healthier options, not going for burgers and chips. I'll go for something a bit different, maybe go for longer walks rather than just sort of sitting inside and that kind of thing. So try and actually do some outsidey stuff. But in terms of how do I reset, I come back to it. I have to do more sit down thinking and planning of how I'm going to prep meals for the week and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, what about you guys? What do you do when you've had a setback?
Well, I'm a step-by-step guy. I'm like just small step that then forms a routine. That makes sense. I'm actually not much of a massive planner in terms of this is how I need to structurally plan out how to make those small steps. I think we kind of all, to some degree, know what those steps, even on a very basic level, should be to some degree. So I just kind of go step and then, okay, I'll make that a routine. Then the next step added into that routine. Then that routine might expand in terms of how long it takes, but that's several steps that I've done, and I bake that in basically into my day. That's how I've done it in the past. To some moderate success on some occasions. No, yeah, but at least that's my take on it anyway. I think I probably could do better with some planning, though, to be honest. You talked about meal planning well up earlier on. That's a big one for me, so there is some element of planning, but that kind of is just baked into my step by step. I've done this, now I need to meal plan, now I need to, So. How about you guys, Jim?
I wish I had an answer for you that was better than I just ride it out, because I've never really found a way to reset after a setback. And I know that's not exactly the healthiest thing in the world, but maybe my way of resetting is just by riding it out. Because I will, not just in my weight loss journey, but in my mental health journey as well, I have always come out of the other side. So I just sort of get on with it, and maybe not so much push it to one side or bury it, because I know that that's not healthy, because sometimes it can just explode out, in whether that's verbally or whether that's by piling on a load of weight, or whatever it may be, the way that it presents itself, so to speak. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, I've not had the best week or couple of weeks mentally, and actually was going to come on the podcast this time around and talk about and share some of the things that I've been thinking and how difficult I found it recently. And then today I've had a fairly good day and suddenly thought, oh, well, I'm all right now. And when I know I'm not, but because I'm having a good day today, I'm like, well, shit, I don't need to talk to you about it now. Do you know what I mean? Is that I don't know if that's normal or not really.
It's kind of a case like this too shall pass, right?
Maybe I need to find other ways of resetting that are more healthy. But I'm not really sure.
I was going to say
it's personal in that.
Yeah, I
was
going to say what is healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, healthy is personal to you, as you were just saying. Sorry, Ross.
No, you're absolutely right. I think healthy in what way? It's not unhealthy. Can make it sound like there's actual harm happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There might not be actual harm happening. It might just be you might just be in stasis rather than it being healthy or unhealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of the things,
but during those stages, are you feeling a need to eat more, like we talked about comfort eating and stress eating and those kind of things?
No, I'm not feeling a need to eat more, but I just do it. I will eat through feeling sick from eating. It's like, I suppose eating has always been a comfort for me. So even when this is sort of like the opposite of what you've said you're going through, Con. Like you feel too sick to eat, so you don't. Whereas I've had moments where I feel too sick to eat for one reason or another, but I'm still like forcing it into myself because that's all I've ever had as my comfort is to just eat and eat shit as well. Like I'd be quite happy if I liked bloody beetroot and celery because I just stuffed myself full of that to fucking to like comfort eat, so to speak. But yeah, it's difficult. I mean, one of the things that we'll talk about on a future episode is, and I mentioned to you guys about, is something called passive suicide. And we might have to have a little cut there, just FYI. Which I always felt like was like unique to me, and that's something that I'd suffered with for a long, long time. But actually did some reading about it recently and found out that it's quite a like common thing. And that's that feeling of like, you know, when someone will say to you, like, I wish I'd never been born, because that's more dramatic, but some people have this type of humor, so to speak, where they're like, oh, I'd be quite happy if a bus hit me right now. And it's like brushed off as quite like nonchalant and comedic, but actually is quite a serious thing. And we will talk about it, like I say, at more length in another episode. But to recognize, I suppose that's my win of the week, actually, is that I've recognized that that's not uncommon and not just a me thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry for
Yeah,
another little.
no.
Con, how do you reset after a setback, mate?
I don't know, man. I'm a pretty chill guy. Like, so in terms of like a setback, like I don't know, it's a Wednesday and I had a McDonald's. So what? I just wake up the next day and it's water under a bridge. Hard reset for me is always a Sunday morning. I'll do food wise, eat whatever I want Friday night, Saturday, and then when I wake up Sunday, that's my cut off, and that's when, you know, I sort of say to myself that, you know, it's new week, let's get it. But I'm pretty laid back. I don't really sort of get setbacks. I don't know. Like define setback for me. What would you class as a setback?
Well, it depends if we're talking about mentally or physically, doesn't it? If you step on the scales and you, well, you know, if you feel like you've had a good week, diet wise, and then you step on the scales and you've put on weight, how do you then reset from that?
I don't. I just put one foot forward in front of the other. Go again. There is no, just quite chill, mate. There is no sort of big mental battle for me in that regard. Yeah, it's a shitter, but what's done is done. It's down to me to change it. One foot in front of the other. Go again. That's just how I roll, baby.
I love that though. On some level, you know, it's a play. I think some people might struggle with that. I've definitely been known to beat myself up quite a bit mentally, just after any particular. I say a setback for me is when I have to have a couple of 2 or 3 like bad weeks in a row for me to be like, okay, this feels like I need a real reset, and that could be I'm doing it far too late, or it's a case of I'm too relaxed with it, or it's just I don't get kind of turned away from how I'm feeling about it until I feel like, oh, well, hold on a second, now this is, you know, 2 weeks of I've basically not done anything to help my diet, and in fact, for me, sometimes I turn up to football and I'm not enjoying it. That's actually when I turn around and go, hold on a second, now I need to reset. Because, you know, it's like I'm not enjoying something I was enjoying. And I'm beating myself up about something, and then I go again. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really thought about it. Like, there is points where I've thought, I don't want to go to football, but I've just kind of forced myself to do it, and then when I'm there, I have fun and I enjoy it. I've never really recognised it as a setback. But you are right. It is. It is something that should be recognised as you're no longer enjoying something that. But it's not like I'm no longer enjoying it. It's more the thought of it. It's more the thought of having to do something. Like I say, when I'm actually there, it's all right. It's more the build up and anticipation of not wanting to go.
I think that's prevalent in anything in life, though. I, as you know, Con, very well, I am not the best flyer in the world. Just for context, everyone, when me and Con have been on holidays together, I make him hold my hand when we take off, because I'm not the best on airplanes. But I've got better at that in recent years, and I've started to acknowledge that. Yeah, I have. I've begun to acknowledge that it's that build up to something that is significantly worse for me, like that waiting around to. Like, I'm packed and I'm sat at home and I'm waiting for the taxi, for example, and then it's getting in the taxi and the drive to the airport, and then it's sitting in the airport for 2.5 hours beforehand, and then it's sitting on the aeroplane before we get up in the air. Like, all of those things before the actual event of flying, for me, are significantly worse than actually just doing it.
My thing is going through security. I absolutely detest the going through security thing. Better now, but it's been horrendous. It's really brought me out into massive anxiety. I don't know why. I've got no idea why. It's but like you say, it's just like is there going to be a delay on the roads to get there? Is everything everything going to sort of concertina back, and will there be issues when we get on the plane or whatever? Do you know what I mean? There's loads of stuff that goes through your mind, catastrophizing all the little incidents that could lead up to disappointment or worse.
Yeah, I do think that obviously, for those that don't know, I work at the airport now, and I think working there has helped me combat that anxiety a little bit as well, because I have to go through security every day. I see 2,500-3,000 people come through that airport every day, and all go off without a hit. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's definitely something that's
you've programmed your brain to know it's normal.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we flew from Bournemouth, when we went to Tenerife, it was like beforehand I didn't have that anxiety because I was essentially sat in my workplace like before we got on the plane. Like, yeah,
familiarity.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If we're just talking about quick anxieties, mine is always time pressure. So always being behind time is one of my worst on anything. So you're
regardless
talking
of the situation.
Yeah, almost regardless of the situation. Yeah.
So
I'm almost early to everything.
Yeah, there are some people who are just so relaxed and chilled, and they'll be late to their own funerals, kind of thing. And you just like, don't know how you can live
I couldn't
like that.
do that. Mate. I'd get out the bloody coffin and give him a.
You fucking knew this. You knew that I'd be pissed off at this.
What's your thoughts on? So yesterday, me and Jim went to the cinema. The film started at 7:35.
What on the schedule? It was due to start at that time.
It actually so just the time it's booked for is 7:35. Obviously, you've got the trailers and everything before that.
Sorry, after that we should specify. 7:35 is when
it doesn't start at 7:35. That's just what the time the ticket's booked for.
That can fuck off. By the way, I'm sorry. Like that. Like just fucking start the film at that time. Yeah, right. Because otherwise, I ain't getting out of here till midnight. Because you're not starting the film until 8:15.
Yeah,
pricks.
But if someone was to pick you up at 7:25, 10 minutes before the film, what's your thoughts on that?
This feels like a bit of a personal attack, because that's exactly what happened last night.
It is. I get real bad anxiety about missing a film. Not that I'm going to miss the film, but I would rather get there early, sit in the seat with my food and drink, and just chill until
Yeah.
that film starts.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
with you on
there's
that.
Yeah,
trailers,
absolutely. Honestly,
but
Whereas
I still
Jimmy's
feel
the
that
opposite.
panic.
And he wants to get there at the time the film starts. He can't be
You're-
doing with watching adverts for films that make them films look great, and we all know they'll be shit. But the advert in the theater makes it look brilliant. Yeah.
You're preaching to the choir, Con, mate. Seriously. Well, I used to have
Yeah.
an Odeon Limitless, yeah, and I used to every Sunday I would take a mate and we would go to watch something, usually a load of shit, you know. But they would always go, "Why don't you pick me up at the time the showing starts?" Because they want to miss the adverts. They don't want to
That's
sit through the
wild.
adverts. And I just go, "No fucking chance, mate." So I compromised. So instead of going, "Oh, we'll get there for the start of the showing," and this took me like a big mental hurdle for me. Instead of when we're meant to be sitting in our seats when the screen's turned on, I said, "We'll get there. Like I'll pick you up at that time, basically, rather than pick you up or whatever what it was." Yeah. So we'd always get there 5-10 minutes into the
Basically, what we're saying here is that Connor and Josh need to go to the cinema together. Me and Jimmy need to go to the cinema separately.
That's good.
Or we'll all go to the same film.
Yeah,
And we'll just get there at different times.
exactly. Yeah.
No, that's too sensible.
Oh,
Brilliant.
all right, lads. One quick thing I did want to just touch on before we bring it to a close. On our last potential topic we had was community, sport community, which I think is a large thing
Comunity.
about community that we all
See, we're adding a lot of context into this episode. Do you want to give the
Go on,
context
then.
on that
yeah,
one,
you
Con?
better give that one because I just
No, they can go back and watch the old episodes. Fuck them.
Oh.
If you want to
I don't
explore, keep up with the schedule.
but I just thought it's something because it's something we're all part of, and the reason why we're here, and it is support and the community. So I don't know why you guys want to start with this. Is it we could go through what's one way the community has helped you personally, overcome any of the things we've discussed.
Is it part of the
in-
community if I say is dependence the right word? Being on a team that is relying on me to lose weight to then score goals. I know that's pretty much the whole fucking point of Man v Fat. The incentive is to have your team around you that relies on you. But I find that a massive help, knowing that there's other people relying on me to lose weight, not just myself. I find that is a big help. Does that come under community? Kind of is my community, my team, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
the WhatsApp group's popping off every 5 seconds. It's part of your community, isn't it?
Yeah.
The importance of accountability with groups and friends, and that's the
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
think
couldn't
the style of chat within the WhatsApp groups changes. We've all been here in the league long enough to see or to play in different teams and be with different folks, and it's interesting to me to see how some teams have different chemistry and different banter and different ways of being and belonging within the WhatsApp group at the team level. Thoughts? I mean, I think some are really supportive on the weight loss stuff. Others are more bantery and a bit more kind of like, and some are a bit more kind of statistical based and, you know, maybe a bit drier, if you like.
It's interesting. I mean, I've had a bit of all of that.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
in almost every team though, as well. Not even team to team, but within a team. Strangely, I find that there's always 2 or 3 people who probably fit each of those categories potentially in the teams I've been in. Maybe that's just personal experience. I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, I think all of them work in the right way for the right people. We're all different, aren't we? So
absolutely,
it's just finding what works for you. I think that's why sometimes you'll see some people gravitate towards the same people consistently on the sidelines on a Friday. I think maybe it's not because they like them more per se. It's just maybe there's something about the conversation they know they might have that will help them more because they both think alike. I don't I'm just speculating here, by the way. It's just a kind of thought.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I've noticed about the community is, and it segues quite nicely actually, is there are very, very few people in that community that I would feel uncomfortable with talking about. With talking to about something that I was struggling with. Do you know what I mean? So that's like a big thing, is the fact that I would quite happily with 90% of the people, 95% of the people, and that's not a diss at the other 5 or 10%, by the way. That's just that I don't know them maybe as well as the others. Is that there are so many people that I feel.
And
like
if you want to guess who, if you want to know who they are, drop your guesses in the comments.
Community
and we'll let you know if you're right next week.
Yeah.
in the Comunty notes.
Look at the Comunty notes. But I guess it's always been, for everyone, it's always been more difficult to admit when you're struggling mentally than you are struggling on the scales. But there are few people in that Comunty that I would feel uncomfortable sharing my burden with, which is good.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm with you there, mate, to be honest. So, yeah, definitely. Okay. Anything else, lads, on that?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever really been in a team chat that is purely like focused on the weight loss. I think every team chat I've been in, there has been, the majority of it has been like a laugh, like that camaraderie of being in a team. I think I'm yet to be in a team where everyone is purely focused on the weight loss. Like, don't get me wrong,
I think our Blues, we were pretty hot on that.
But we were, but it wasn't strictly that. Like, there was still like the joking around. There was tips on like, how to, like, did we do something about snacks, like healthy snacks? And we always, quite a big thing actually between all the chats I've been in is people sharing their exercise. That's something that's quite nice to see.
I love a Strava screenshot. Oh
yeah.
All those penises they walked out.
That's not even on Strava. We just send pictures of our penises to our. I can see an extra inch today, lads. Very good.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well,
Righto.
thank you, chaps. Obviously, we've had a discussion about how, I mean, we've always talked about it before, how weight loss and mental health go hand in hand. But see, we need to remember that it's not just about what you eat or what you do off, away from the football on a Friday night, but also how you think and how you feel in yourself, and how you're supported by other people, and how you support yourself along the way as well.
Yeah. So anything else? Do we have any community stuff quickly just before we end? Or
message us any questions or struggles that you've got. I have actually got, so I put out a call to the community to say that I wanted to do some wins, some small wins that people have had. I have got some in the bank. So if you are listening or watching this episode and notice that you haven't featured, it's because we're going to do that when I've got a few more of them and I can edit and stitch them together. So thank you to those of you who have already sent us.
You mean like a mailbag type episode?
Yeah, we'll call it the mailbag. Yeah,
mail.
Yeah, the mailbag, but spelled MALE.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So send us some video notes for the mailbag, and we will we'll get them out. Give us your wins.
We'll get our mailbag out next time.
Exactly. And it's quite leathery, isn't it?
Also, I should apologize for the video watchers rather than the audio listeners, because for about 15 minutes after Russ said my dressing gown, I was smirking and really trying to hold in any giggles that really tickled me. So,
I'm quite proud of that one. I've got to be honest.
yeah, it was very, very good. So if you've got any awful curry-related jokes, please send them in to the comments. And also, as always, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think of the episodes. Message us any questions you've got, any struggles you're going through, and we are going to have some guests. If you want to come on and talk to us, we'd be more than happy to host you. So please do get in touch.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, lads.
Yeah, thank you.
It's another one in the can. Well done.
Certainly is.
See you later.
For fuck's sake.
Peace out.
Cheers.